If you think this is triple forte, big sounding, monstrous, aggressive, low brass, meh, this is the real deal. Hey everyone, Mark Giovanni here. Today is a 2-minute tricks and tips video, so we're gonna keep it short. Obviously, the second example, I added a Brahms next to the brass. I'm gonna say next to because the positioning. I'll explain that in a little bit. But what I wanted to talk about is how to treat brass, especially like this low, like do you know that monster brass patch from Cine Brass? That's what I'm talking about, a big low brass section. I'm talking 6 bass trombones, 2 contrabass trombones, and I think it's 1 timbasso or 3 timbassos, 1 tuba. It's just anyway, big low brass section. That's what we've got, and it sounds huge. It's big, it sounds great. But how can we make it sound even more aggressive just if we need it to sound more aggressive? This is an action cue kind of thing, and so I need that instrument to sound more aggressive. How do we do that? So for this particular sound, I just want to do one thing. I want to enhance a little bit of the nastiness of this sound. That's the only thing I want to do. But before we do that, we're gonna first go ahead and see if there's any area that's adding dullness to the sound, that's adding muddiness to the sound, cut a little bit that. And that area is, before I reveal the frequency range, which one of these do you think it is? 80 cycles? Around 280 cycles, or around 3K? I'll just wait here. Yes, exactly, 280 cycles. Congratulations, you're getting good at this. So yes, that is correct. This range here is about 288. I'm gonna deactivate everything else so we can hear the before and after. So without the cut, with the cut. Now the other way around, it's gonna start active and now I'll deactivate it. And you can hear how even at low volume level, it's very noticeable. It feels like it gets thinner, and it can be confusing because you're like, no, I want this to sound a little bit louder. That's what I want, or more whatever. And so when we are cutting that frequency, which is the MIDI frequency, all of a sudden it sounds less something. It sounds smaller and thinner, but it's thin in a good way because we are getting rid of the muddy area. Let's continue. Then I added a little bit at around 4.5K, 4,500 cycles. Not much, just like 2.9 dBs up. Now, this one, this one. Look at this, without. With. I'm gonna deactivate it at the middle of the note. It's just crazy. Look at this, I'm gonna bring it up slowly so you can see how sonically it affects the sound, and the more I bring it up, the nastier it sounds. It's this knob here. Right? Again, without. With. We're gonna leave it at around 3, without, with. Nice, and this is how you make the brass sound a little bit bigger and more nasty for this specific part. We need that. Now, we've enhanced that nasty frequency, and now what we're gonna add is, we're gonna add a little bit of edge to that frequency. So we're gonna go a couple harmonics up at around 12K, it's a bell. We're gonna bring it up a little bit, and this is what we get. It's this guy here, without, with. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more so you can hear it more obvious. Without, with. Gonna cut. It is basically just taking this frequency, which is the nasty one, and adding a little bit of edge to this one. And finally, I'm gonna cut a little bit here just to make a little bit of a space for the Brahms sound. Brahms is an instrument that sounds like this. Well, originally it sounded like this. But I added a little bit of sort of like aggressive compression and saturation, and now it sounds like this. The first plugin is called Omnipressor. It's this guy here. It's sort of like a dynamics effects processor. It compresses and it does more things. And the second one, it's a tape emulation. It's the Studer 800, and it adds a little bit of extra saturation and a little bit of warmth to the sound. It's this guy here. So you can see how I went crazy here, because I wanted a lot of that tape saturation. And then finally what I did is I positioned each one of them. So this is the low brass and the Brahms, the low brass a little bit more towards the left and the Brahms a little bit more towards the right. It doesn't really matter if the brass is sitting in sort of like the opposite direction. It should sit in the right side, and now it's sitting in the left side. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to create that sort of like hybrid brass sound, super wide. So I'm panning each one different position to compensate, but also to gain clarity. If I have sort of like brass and then the Brahms on top of that, it's just we're not gonna be able to differentiate those two timbres. And the more timbrical detail that we can hear in a mix, the more interesting the mix is going to be. That's what I was trying to achieve. In context, and it keeps going. Hey, link in the description. We've got a mixing course with Dennis Sands, mixing engineer here in Hollywood, Avengers, Alice in Wonderland, Back to the Future, and hundreds of other Hollywood movies. It's a course with more than 20 hours of content. We've got a good offer going on. Great discount. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Bye. If you think this is big sounding, super triple forte, monstrous type of low brass, why is it not working?